Hello friends, it's Kathy Clement with Kathy by Design. Welcome to Throwback Thursday. This is a little series that I do every week. I reach back into my stash of older retired papers, products, dyes, designs, and we make something fresh and new. It's a lot of fun. So all this year in 2020, we've been doing a monthly graphic 45 Time to Flourish Desk Folio. And it's time for us to make our November one. This one is really beautiful. I love this collection. So here's a look at it. Well, I'll show you it closed. Make sure you can see. Yep. So I've picked up on the greens and the golds in this and accented with a Rene Bouquet's stacked leaf that I did some mixed media treatment on. These are Wild Orchid Crafts flowers from Really Reasonable Ribbon. Some custom dyed seam binding, and I will link to the tutorial in the description box where I show you how to do this. Some little charms from my stash, and there you go. So it's an easel card, so it will stand like this on your desk. These are designed to be put out monthly as home decor or on your desk. Little buttons galore, acorn down here, more leaves and flowers here. So we open it up on the inside, and on the top we've got a little tag pocket with room for some journaling here, and another little tag pocket with this sweet little accordion fold. And we're using papers from both the 8x8 and the 12x12 for this. Our stopper on the easel is actually a pocket, and in the pocket we put this 4x4 image and this ledger page, and you can put a photo on the back of this and then journal here, and of course lots of room for journaling here and a photo on the back. So that is the basic, but then there's this great hidden pull-out pocket where we have a 5.5-inch square additional folio. This is also Rene Bouquet's beautiful board. These are some of her corners, and I've just tapped this with ground espresso distress oxide ink, and then I heat embossed it with an ultra fine copper embossing powder. And then on the inside we've got a little paper clip here to hold things closed. This pulls out, so you've got room for journaling and tiny photos on the back. And then this opens up. You can put a small photo here and a large photo here. And then this just folds back, and the paper clip holds everything in place. And a pocket on the bottom with another little folio down there. So, of course, you can also fit photos, standard size photos, in the pockets. So, let me show you the papers. So it's graphic 45, Time to Flourish, and we're working with the November cut-aparts and the November Flourish from the 8x8, and the November Flourish and the November cut-aparts from the 12x12. This is a deluxe collector's edition, so you'll also have chipboard and stickers, which we will also use. I have some dark olive green cardstock, this is called Mustard Seed. This is old authentic Spectrum cardstock, but any gold will work. And then 2 sheets of craft, kind of heavy. This is 110-pound cardstock. So let me make room, and we'll come back and we'll start putting this guy together. We're going to get started by cutting 2 8.5 by 6-inch pieces of 110-pound craft cardstock. And I've put a 1/4 inch of score tape on the end of one, and I'm going to line the other one up using that score tape as a guide. Then we're just going to burnish that down to make sure it's stuck really well. Bring in our scoring tool, and we're going to score it at 6 and 6 1/4. I'm going to do both sides because this really is heavy cardstock, and then fold on that 6 1/4 line and score again at 6. Oh yeah, score at 3 too. So I always forget to do the 3. So 3, 6, 6 1/4, and what is basically 12 1/4, but since my scoring tool doesn't go that high, I fold. Bring in your cutter, line the second 6-inch scored line up at the 2.5 mark on your cutter, cut. And then take this, measure it to 2 1/4, and you're going to cut 2 1-inch by 2 1/4-inch gussets for the pocket. Let me move all this. And score each of these at 1/2 inch on the 1-inch side. Okay, let's go ahead and get this lined. I've scored really well on all of, burnished really well on all my score lines. Your little front flap, you want a piece of this olive green. You're actually going to need 3 pieces, 5 7/8 by 2 7/8. One is going to go here, and 2 are going to go inside the top of your card. Then you're also going to need 2 5 5/8 by 2 3/8 of the gold. And then down here, because I was conserving paper, and this is going to be a pocket, 5 7/8, and this is about 5. And then this is 5 5/8, and it's 3 3/4. Those are, the bottom of this isn't going to be seen because we're going to add gussets to our pockets. These are little 1-inch by 2 1/4-inch strips because our pocket is 2.5 inches tall. And I've scored them in half, and I'm putting them down so that the folded edge of the gusset is on the cut edge of the paper. And that's going to go right here, like that. See, that's how that works. And then put your adhesive. And just fold and burnish. And then this pocket actually becomes the stopper for your card. So this is also 5 7/8, but the pocket is 2 1/2. So this is 2 3/8. And then this is the yellow is 5 5/8, and it's 2 I think it's 1/8, but let me just make sure. Yes, 2 1/8. So there's our base. All right, pretty simple. We've got it all lined. We're not going to put the cover on yet, but I'm going to show you what we're going to do to make the cover. You want a 5 3/4 square of your heavy craft cardstock. The reason I'm using the heavy craft is that my green and my gold were both only about 80 pound, and I just didn't feel like they were sturdy enough. I've inked the edges with ground espresso distress oxide ink. So this is, the craft is 5 3/4 by 5 3/4. The green is just a hair under that. I wanted almost just like a shadow in the background. So the green is 5 5/8 by 5 5/8, and the gold is 5 1/2 by 5 1/2. And the patterned paper is cut from the bottom left-hand side of the 8 by 8 sheet, and it is 5 1/4 by 5 1/4. And I've just stitched these panels together. So we're going to put our adhesive down. Center this up on our base panel. And this is nice and sturdy. Since these are kind of a decor item, and I need to ask you, does the glare from this glass craft mat bother you? Let me know in the comments section. I meant to put my white craft sheet down. This is my new glass craft mat from glassstudios.com and glassboardstudios.com, and it cleans up so nice, and I love how it has squares and angles. It's a really fantastic accessory on my desk, but it does reflect the light bulbs. So I'll take a break here and put my mat down. That's probably better. So just set this aside. We'll come back to this in just a minute. From your gold paper, you want to cut a 6 1/4 by 6 3/4 inch piece of gold and score 1/2 inch on the top and the bottom and the left-hand side. Now bring your base in, and I'm right-handed, so I want my hidden pocket opening to be on the right-hand side. If you are left-handed, you can, make it be on the left if that works better for you. So what I've done is I've made it so the opening is here. I'm placing it underneath my card and flipping my card over. And this way I know I'm going to glue it down the right way. All right. Then I'm just going to pick it up, put my adhesive on the flaps, flip it back, center it up, and burnish it down. So there we go. So now see, here's my card and here's my pocket on the right. To go in the pocket, you're going to need a 5 1/2 by 11 inch piece of the green, scored in half at 5 1/2. And then this is going to go into the pocket. Let's go ahead and line the inside of this. From your 12 by 12 on the left, cut a 5 1/2 inch by 12 inch piece, and then trim this into a 5 1/2 by 2 1/2 inch piece, and this goes up here. Just like that. And then another 5 1/2 by 2 1/2 inch piece. Just like this. Then come down to your pocket, and this is a 5 1/2 by 3 3/4 inch piece, and this is going to sit inside the pocket. Just like that. And then down here on the stopper, you have a 5 1/2 by 2 inch piece, and we're going to use the green again. Go ahead and cut up your 12 by 12 and your 8 by 8. Keep the 4 by 4 warm greetings and keep the 8 by 8 November ledger. Those are going to go with your cover. So just set those aside. For your folio, from the 12 by 12, you're going to cut out your ledger piece, this piece. What do you call that? A journal page. And you're going to trim this to 5 3/8 wide. Just take 3/8 inch off one side and 2/8 inch off the other, and then glue that down. This goes on your little hidden pocket insert, and the fold is at the top, and this glues down here. Now bring in your piece of Renee Bouquet's chipboard, this chipboard cover, and you're going to put adhesive all along the bottom edge and about halfway up. I went a little high. I'm going to clean that off. Center this up so that the point goes over the N in month, and the little pieces at the end both come just above the red line. See how I've done that? And then you're balanced. At the bottom, take the smaller piece that you trimmed off of the orange. See how I trimmed that off? It's just a 1/4 inch. And then from your sticker sheet, I used a 1/2 inch circle punch to punch out that itty bitty bird sticker. I mean, it's so small, it's hard to tell which way the bird is supposed to go, but I kind of just angled it so that it mimics that, and that goes right in the center. Okay, then open this up. Move these things out of the way. Oh, when you cut up, keep your 12 by 12 stamps and these sentiments together. This is separate. This is separate. These are going to go in here. That's just a scrap. Keep these little tickets together. Keep those together. This goes in this pocket. This also goes in this pocket. This is going to go up here. These are going to go over here. And this is actually going to go on the cover. So put that over there. All right. Now to get that out of the way. This you're going to need to score at 4.5. So you can just put your ruler this way. It fits in the pocket, so that goes in that pocket just like that. And we can set this aside. We're not going to be working with that for the time being. All right, finishing this up. Open this up, and on the top, from that same piece of 12 by 12, I want you to cut a piece that is 6.5 inches wide by 5.25 inches tall. And this is from the bottom of the page. So this, you're going to score at 1.5 inches. Then score a 1/2 inch flap on this 3.25 inch piece. Place adhesive on the flap. Wrap it around behind and adhere it. Okay. Bring in your tickets and just score in between each image. Okay, and then just accordion fold that. Bring in your 2 border strips, and you're going to take the wide border strip. You're going to trim both of these to 5.25 inches. And here the wide border piece on the wide flap that is on the right. And the skinny border piece on the smaller flap that is on the left. I do these a little bit different every time. It just depends on how I what the images are like and how I cut up my paper. Okay, so now you've got this little flap. Place your adhesive on this little flap. Center it on the left. Make sure it's lined up with the edge of your paper. And then this folds out. And just take a little paper clip to hold it in place. And then glue this up on the top. Then down here on the bottom, take your bird. Glue it down. Then you've got this little piece. This is from the 8x8, I believe. Yes, this is from the 8x8. This is 2 3/4 by 5 1/4. This is going to be our pocket. You're going to score a 1/2 inch on the bottom. I'm going to trim this outside corner so that it fits a little more neat. Okay, that's much better. It was a little bulky before. All right, then I cut a, let's see, 4 3/4 by almost 7 and scored it just a tick below 3 1/2 to make this little folio to go in this pocket. Bring in this piece of your border, trim it to 5 1/4. Place it on the top of the pocket. And then find your little bird from your sticker sheet. I matted mine on a little bit of cardstock. And then bring in your stamps. We're going to trim this part off. And we're going to take the Love Much and adhere it right below our little bird. Okay. So that completes this. Now this can go into our hidden pocket. And you're going to put this in so that it's lined up with the red line on the title. And you've got your pretty little pull tab there. It's really elegant. Now we're going to add these little pockets. I had to change this up a little bit this time because my bird image was on the opposite side, so I had to kind of switch this around a little. But it's still going to look really good. So what I've done is I've added 1/8 inch score tape to the back of these little images from the 8x8 pad. And I put it on the left, top, and bottom. And this is going to go right here. Oops. Okay. Just like that. And then find your little tickets from the 8x8 and score between them like we did, and tuck these in here like a little pocket. All right. Then down here, same thing, score tape, top, bottom, and this time the right hand side. And this is going to go right here. And then put your little ticket in there. All right. Let's see if we can finish up this card. Okay, bring in your cover that we prepared earlier. And you've got your two images. We're going to put this one down first. And these have both been matted on a slightly larger piece of green and a slightly larger piece of gold. All right. Now, here's the leaf that we did, and this is going to go right here. Then I put Dries Clear and put some Distress glitter in the opening just to kind of make it sparkle a little bit. So that's going to go right there. One right here. Oops. And then just kind of tuck the other one up into it like that. I put my glue on my knot, and I'm just going to come in and tuck that bow in like that. Okay. I took this sticker and matted it on a little piece of orange and put foam adhesive on top, and I'm going to cover up the warm greetings. I want it to say, be thankful. So this one's going to go right here. And what this is going to do is tie these two elements together. It's amazing how this simple little trick just makes it feel like one piece. See how that works? It acts like a bridge. And then come in with another little twine bow. And tuck it in right there. There we go. And then over here on the side, I have this custom dyed ribbon. And I'm folding it back. And it's going to go right here. And I'll fuss the loops while that glue sets, and then later I'll come back in and poof them back up. They get a little flat. But then on top of that, I've got this chrysanthemum. This is like the perfect fall brown because it's got that little touch of orange in there. It's so pretty. It's going to go right here. And I've got this little brown Cosmos daisy. It's going to go right there. Okay. Took a little leaf and a little acorn and tied them together. I'm going to put a little puddle of glue down right here. And then I'm going to take my triangular chipboard leaf and put it right on top of it. This little circular stamp, sticker, and I punched this out. I matted it on craft cardstock and then punched it out. So that's that. That's all we're going to do there. And then this can be glued onto our front flap. Ooh, I almost forgot the leaves. I have 2 fall leaves. And the way I did these was I glued them together and then put glue on the top. And then these went behind this panel and actually glued onto the back of the card like that. And then this centers up here. That looks pretty good. All right. So now I have 2 more leaves. Can you see? Yeah. Bump this up a little. All right. And I'm going to put these down right here so that they brush up. They're actually glued on the bottom, but they brush up against this. So it kind of makes the eye move through everything. And then come in with your chipboard and a little piece of ribbon. I should have done this before, guys. Sorry. Thread it through the top. And then just pull the legs through the loop. Okay. Go right here, just like this, and then I matted Be Thankful on Gold and Craft. And it's going to tuck right in under. I have a cute little acorn to go right here. And one last little string bow to tuck behind it. And that finishes this up. These are big projects, but they're so pretty when they're done. I can't believe we only have 1 more to do. We're at the end. Oh no, flowers here. Sorry. Good thing I double checked myself, right? So we need another Cosmos Daisy. We need another little Sweetheart Blossom. And we need a rose. I'm going to put the rose down first. Right here. The Sweetheart Blossom goes right here. And the Cosmos Daisy slips in right there. And I need to tie 1 more little bow and just tuck it under there, but I can do that on my own time. You don't have to stick around for that. But there you go, guys, our November Graphic 45 Time to Flourish Desk Folio, all finished. These make the most beautiful gifts. Wouldn't this be fun to give as a hostess gift? And you could tuck some tea or other goodies on the inside. It'd be really sweet. All right, guys, thanks for joining me for Throwback Thursday. This is Kathy Clement with Kathy by Design. I'm going to clean up my mess. And actually, I'm not going to get my craft done. I'm going to go fix dinner. All right, talk to you later. Bye.